Milky Way, welcome to Interstellar Voyage Milky Way. Get ready to embark on a journey beyond the stars. Here we explore the mysteries of the universe, stories of extraterrestrial encounters, UFO sightings, secrets hidden by humanity, and unexplained phenomena that defy logic and science. If you feel there's something more out there, something beyond what we've been told, then this channel is made for you. Telescope real accounts, alien historical cases, satellite thought-provoking theories. Rocket a one-way journey into the unknown. Subscribe and join us on this intergalactic odyssey. The universe is calling. Are you ready to listen? Imagine living a quiet and simple life in a small rural village in the south of France. Imagine waking up early for yet another normal day of work in the lavender fields when suddenly you witness something unimaginable, an unknown craft, strange beings, and an event that changes your life forever. This is the story of Maurice Masse, the protagonist of one of the most mysterious and well-documented alien encounters ever recorded in Europe. Globe showing Europe-Africa, historical context. The year was 1965. The world was immersed in the space race. The United States and the Soviet Union were locked in a technological competition to conquer the cosmos. UFO sightings had become increasingly common in the 1950s and 60s, fueling global curiosity and fear of the unknown. France, far from the Cold War spotlight, also experienced its share of aerial phenomena. And in the small village of Valensole, located in the picturesque region of Provence, something extraordinary was about to unfold. Valensole was a peaceful agricultural community surrounded by vast lavender fields. In 1965, it had fewer than 1,000 inhabitants and life followed a calm, predictable rhythm until that early July morning. Man-farmer Maurice Masse. Maurice Masse was a 41-year-old farmer and former military man. He was respected by his neighbors and known for being down-to-earth and honest. He cultivated lavender and spent long days working alone in the fields. Masse was not the type to invent stories. He had no interest in fame or the paranormal. He was, by all accounts, an ordinary man until he encountered the extraordinary. Flying saucer the encounter. On the morning of July 1st, 1965, around 5:45 a.m., Maurice began his day, as usual. He stepped outside and noticed a high-pitched whistling noise. Curious, he walked toward the sound, and that's when he saw it. In the middle of his field was a strange object, about 2 meters tall and 1.5 meters wide, shaped like an egg, resting on 4 metallic legs. Nearby stood 2 small beings, around 1.2 meters tall. They had large heads, slanted eyes, grayish skin, and wore tight-fitting suits. Strangely, Maurice couldn't see mouths or ears. At first, he thought they were children, or perhaps soldiers with helmets. But as he approached, one of the beings pointed a rod-like device at him, and he became completely paralyzed. Maurice remained frozen, conscious but unable to move. The beings communicated with each other using sounds similar to high-pitched chirps, like grasshoppers or crickets. After a few moments, they collected something from the ground, entered the craft, and it silently lifted off into the sky. The entire event lasted about a minute. When the craft was gone, Maurice regained movement and ran to tell his neighbors and the local authorities. Detective, the investigation. Soon, police officers, journalists, and curious villagers visited the site. What they found was astonishing. A perfectly round impression on the ground where the craft had landed. 4 indentations corresponding to the landing legs Maurice described. The soil in the area was abnormally compacted, almost like concrete. For years after the incident, lavender refused to grow in that specific spot. French military and scientists also investigated. They took soil samples and confirmed that the area had been exposed to intense heat or energy. Some experts even suggested the ground may have been irradiated. Brain, psychological, and physical effects. Maurice Masse was deeply affected by the encounter. In the weeks that followed, he experienced vivid dreams where the beings returned and communicated with him through telepathy. He claimed he no longer feared them. In fact, he felt a strange connection. But he soon stopped giving interviews, saying he didn't want attention or ridicule. He wished only to return to his quiet life. Friends and family noted that Maurice became more introspective and spiritual. The event had clearly changed him. Question mark theories and speculations. Over the years, numerous theories emerged to explain the Valensole case. Skeptics argued it was a hallucination caused by sleep deprivation or stress, a secret military experiment, an elaborate prank or hoax. Ufologists, however, saw it differently. The encounter had classic elements of a close encounter of the third kind. The paralysis, small beings, telepathic dreams, and evidence of radiation matched dozens of other cases worldwide. Similar incidents were reported in Brazil, the Soviet Union, and Japan, some with eerily identical descriptions. The case remains one of the few with physical traces and a highly credible witness. Puzzle piece legacy and mystery. More than half a century later, the Valensole case continues to fascinate researchers and UFO enthusiasts. Maurice Masse passed away in 2004, maintaining his story until the end. He never profited from it, nor did he seek the spotlight. To this day, the French government has not offered an official explanation. Endero final thoughts. What did Maurice Masse really see that morning? Was it a misunderstanding, a dream, or genuine contact with an extraterrestrial intelligence? If even part of his story is true, it raises deep questions about humanity's place in the universe. Could it be that we are not alone? And if so, why do they watch us in silence?